Caught up with some clients yesterday and wanted to share with you what can be achieved in the 10 years up to retirement with a good property and superannuation strategy, and also how property tends not to serve you once you're in retirement. Now, for this couple, 10 years ago, their kids had just moved out of home. They were overspending because they were rewarding themselves for all that time that they're having to spend money on their kids. And pretty much what our first focus was to get their budget or their spending right and attach themselves to their future, which is where they are now, and that's being retired really, really comfortably. So what they wanted to do was to pay off their small amount that they had left on their home loan. They had no other investments at that time. And then the next focus was to invest and to build a really good nest egg for a retirement. And so what we did was got their spending right. We figured out their capacity to save, and then those savings needed to turn into investments. So we knocked over that home loan really quickly in the first 12 months. And then the strategy was to make contributions to superannuation that were tax effective or got tax deductions for the higher income earning spouse, and then to purchase an investment property. So over the last 10 years, that strategy has had some pretty significant impacts, and now they're going to sell that investment property because it doesn't serve them anymore. So over the past 10 years, they received really good tax benefits for the investment property through negative gearing, through the depreciation benefits whilst they were still working. But once they stopped working, those tax benefits all started to disappear. So whilst they're still getting some tax benefit from the property, it is 100% paid off. And it was paid off with the superannuation strategy that we put in place to be able to draw out a lump sum to pay it down at retirement, so they could go into retirement debt-free. But now, as mentioned, it's not serving them so well because the tax benefits are now pretty low. And also, they are about to have to pay $10,000 thereabouts to do some maintenance at the investment property. So they're actually starting to feel the pinch of having to cough up money without any great tax benefit that's around that. So for these guys, now they have about a $600,000 combined superannuation balance. The property will sell for about $750,000. They did pay $450,000 for it 10 years ago. So it's had a reasonable outcome over time. And the calculations that I've done with the tax benefits they have received, they've probably averaged a 5.5% return on that property over time when you add back the other benefits. Now, many would say a 5.5% return on your money is not that great, but the average return for property in Australia is around that number. And I know that there are many, many property people that promote that returns, you'll double your money in 10 years. Now, that's not the experience that I have. There are some properties that do achieve that, but the majority and the published averages in Australia are about 5.5%. Now, not that all that matters, because these clients were disciplined, they were focused, and they knew what they wanted, and they wanted to invest. They wanted to save first and use those funds towards investment. With the superannuation and property strategy, they're going to end up with a pretty good result. 10 years ago, they had $150,000 in super. They now have $600,000. They're about to sell this debt-free property for $750,000. So take off about 20 grand for agents' fees and a few other things. There's about another $730,000 to go in, or a total of $1.3 million. So much can be achieved in 10 years with a really focused plan, accountability to that plan, and putting the structures in place so you can achieve significant outcomes for your retirement. So if you're 10 years out from retirement, you can achieve a lot in that time. Maybe you've just gotten into retirement and your property is not serving you so well, and you're trying to figure out, should I sell it? Maybe you're still attached to it. Maybe you haven't copped a $10,000 bill for maintenance around the property just yet, but that will come and you will start to feel the pinch of that. If I can help in this space, reach out to me and book in 15 minutes, or make sure you have the right conversations with the right people to help you make really good decisions, whether you're 10 years out from retirement or you're holding on to that property in retirement and it's not serving you anymore.